Why did the computer go to therapy? Because it had a hard drive. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, welcome to the digital domain, the playground for creators and innovators, a realm where boundaries are pushed and creativity knows no bounds. Picture this, a world without borders, a world shaped by laws like Bill C-11 and C-18, where ideas can be shared at the speed of light. A world where a creator from a small town in Canada can reach a global audience with just a click of a button. Bill C-11, also known as the Copyright Modernization Act, and C-18, the Protecting Canadians from Online Crime Act, are two laws that heavily impact this realm. Just like every domain, the digital domain has its own set of rules and challenges. These rules are governed by laws and regulations, Bill C-11 and C-18, that impact creators as the laws of physics govern our real world. So how do these laws affect our creators? And what happens when these laws change or evolve? Today are going to embark on a journey to understand this. Let's start our journey in the heart of Canada, exploring the unique dilemma faced by beavers and YouTubers in Canada, including JJ McCullough, Matt McMuscles, Unbox Therapy, and Star Wars Theory. These prominent Canadian YouTube channels are grappling with the implications of Bill C-11 and C-18. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Why did the YouTuber beaver get kicked off his platform? Because he wouldn't stop streaming his dam building. Now let's navigate the waters of the real world. In the heartland of Canada, the industrious beaver faces a daunting task, much to our Canadian YouTubers. Their creation, their very livelihood, the beaver dam, is under threat. This threat is presented by two major legislative bills, the Canadian Bills C-11 and C-18. Bill C-11, fondly referred to as the Dam Inspector, zeroes in on copyright issues. It's like a park ranger meticulously examining the beaver's dam, scrutinizing if any of those sticks were borrowed another beaver's collection. In the case of YouTubers, these sticks symbolize digital content such as memes, music snippets, and movies, elements that are crucial for a successful video, but could now face strict scrutiny. Bill C-18, on the flip side, aims to regulate online communication, acting similar to an impending flood. The upshot? A potential deluge and restrictions that could erode the free-flowing river of creativity. It's analogous to instructing the beaver on the number of sticks to use, where to place them, and when to work on its dam. Such predicament is mirrored by our Canadian YouTubers who, like the beavers, grapple with preserving their creations amidst potential interferences. The question remains, will they need to devise innovative methods to gather? They seek a new stream to build their dam. So, as we can deduce, beavers and YouTubers share more similarities than one might assume. Let's continue our exploration of how our tech giants fit into this ecosystem. Imagine Meta and Google as two moose caught in a Canadian snowstorm. That's how they're feeling about these bills. These tech giants, towering like the Rockies, are about to face a blizzard of change thanks to Canada's C-11 and C-18 bills. It's like they've been enjoying a calm, sunny day, grazing on the lush green fields of user data, and suddenly, wham! They're knee-deep in snow, battling frosty regulations. It's a classic Canadian winter, folks, unpredictable and intense. Now picture this. Meta, with its wide antlers of social platforms, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, is like a moose that's been ruling the forest. But with these new bills, it's as if the forest has suddenly grown thicker. Navigating through the dense thicket of regulations, Meta might have to rethink its path, perhaps even shed a few antlers to lighten the load. Then there's Google, the grizzly bear of the tech world, hibernating comfortably in its den of search engines and online ads. But it's not going to be an eternal winter slumber anymore. The new bills are like an early spring thaw, waking Google from its cozy hibernation and nudging it to adapt to the changing landscape. Essentially, these bills are like the Canadian geese flying south for the winter, signaling a shift in the seasons. They're a wake-up call for Meta and Google, reminding them that they, too, are part of this evolving ecosystem. Yes, the bitter cold of the new regulations might seem daunting, but just like the resilient Canadian wildlife, these tech titans have the strength to adapt. They may have to rummage a bit harder for food, adjust their fur and feathers, but they'll find a way to thrive. So as the snowflakes of change start to fall, our tech moose and grizzly bear might just learn to dance in the snowstorm. After all, that's the Canadian way, eh? Just like a moose navigating a snowstorm, Meta and Google are in for quite a ride. Now, What ensues when a Canadian YouTuber yodels a tune that doesn't resonate with the government? With bills C11 and C18 in place, they may just hit a jarring note. Picture, if you can, a grand yodeling championship. Our contenders are Canadian YouTubers, echoing their distinctive digital yodels for world to hear. Suddenly, two stern-faced adjudicators, bills C11 and C18, storm in with their buzzers at the ready. These bills, in their quest to guard copyright and regulate digital content, may be a bit too hasty to hit that dreaded buzzer. They're like that one judge who never seems pleased, the one that makes the yodelers shudder in fear. Now, our Canadian YouTubers, they're no amateurs. They've mastered their digital yodels and are not afraid to amplify them. But these bills, they're like a whimsical maestro, insisting that the yodeling fit within a very specific framework. They dictate the tempo, the melody, even the lyrics. And if our YouTuber yodels a note that doesn't align with their sheet music, that could mean a hasty departure from the stage. The aftermath? Our grand yodeling championship may start to sound rather monotonous. After all, when everyone's compelled to yodel from the same sheet, where's the scope for creativity? For uniqueness? It's like trying to yodel a country ballad at a classical concert. It's not impossible, but it's sure to draw some puzzled looks. And that's the heart of problem. These bills, they're not just altering the yodel, they're transforming the entire performance. And for our Canadian YouTubers, that could mean a fundamental shift in how they devise, disseminate, and even monetize their content. Thus, the yodel of the Canadian YouTuber may just have to alter its tune. What do Canadian geese and web traffic have in common? They both might face migration issues due to bills C11 and C18. Now you might be wondering, how on earth are these two connected? Well, let's waltz into the world of web trafficking, shall we? Imagine the internet as a vast sky. Each website is a destination, and the users, they're like our Canadian geese. They fly around visiting different spots, creating what we know as web traffic. Now, with C11 and C18 in the picture, there might be a bit of a hiccup in their flight path. Think of these bills as those pesky wind turbines that pop up out of nowhere. The geese, or in our case, the users, they need to adjust their route. They need to find a new, safe flight path. This is exactly what might happen with web traffic. Users might need to adjust their browsing habits, shifting from one platform to another. The traffic might be redirected, leading to an unusual migration pattern in the digital landscape. It's like when you're about to land on your favorite lake, only to find out it's been turned into a trendy artisanal pickle factory. You'd have to reroute to a different lake, wouldn't you? This rerouting could lead to an unexpected boom in traffic for some websites, while others might see their numbers dwindle faster than a snowman in July. But hey, just like our geese, web traffic is resilient. It'll find its way, navigating through the turbulence, seeking out new digital destinations. It's all a part of the cycle. Changes come, adjustments are made, and life, or in this case, web traffic, goes on. So, like our geese, web traffic might need to find a new flight path, but who knows, it might just discover a better lake or website in the process. And that, my friends, is the web trafficking waltz. In a nutshell, think of the Canadian bills C11 and C18 as a blizzard in summer. These unexpected legislations are bringing about some frosty changes to the digital world. Our YouTube heroes, the entertainers and educators of the virtual world, are quick-stepping to conform to these new rules, like a Mountie in hot pursuit of a rogue moose. Similarly, tech heavyweights like Meta and Google are having to adapt to these new laws, as if up in a high-speed ice hockey match with ever-changing rules. Even web traffic is affected. It's as if the hustle and bustle of Toronto intersections are now adapting to the rhythm of a sleepy Newfoundland town. So the final fun fact is this: change is the only constant, particularly in the dynamic landscape of the internet. Remember, don't be Filipino, be Philippi, yes. And if you wish to support our Canadian expressions and entertainment, be sure to watch as much Canadian content when you can.